Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. And this time I'll be covering the last problem in the last bi-weekly contest. And I wouldn't say it's a hard problem, but it's sort of like implementation deep kind of question. So let's get into this question. The question is pretty simple. Given a string and the positive number as limit, and limit is like the maximum in character inside of each message. And then what happens is like you just simply pass it. But when you pass it, you have to also include this sort of variable to record the information about this part of string. So although the limit is 9, but the actual character stored in this string is only 3 character plus this sort of like I wouldn't like know how to say it. It's like some symbol, and that's it. It's pretty simple, right? So for this question, I feel like the really key thing here, what I did in the contest, trying to like, if you see this question, it's pretty bizarre, right? But firstly, you want to sort of break down this problem for a bit. So the observation here is like, although just limit, but this limit is not true limit. Why do I say that? Is because just certain character stored for indicating the string, and this character, this character is kind of wasted. It's not be used for storing the message. And then the second observation is that if there's two messages, they got the same length, although they have different content, we can output it. Like we know how to, if we know how to split it, then it's easier to output it. So yeah, if we so if we only need length to determine like how many string we want to split based on limit. And after that, we sort of like if I'm using Python for this problem, and it's actually pretty easy to do that. So let's break down the problem. The problem have like I would say I have two parts. First part is use limit and length to determine like how many split you want, and also like it want the minimum possible split message, right? So you want the minimum length of this kind of string, but also able to store all message. That's the first step. And second step, it's pretty easy. We just we know how many string we want, and then we can just store it like in most optimized way. We just use the maximum limit for each string until the last string. It might not work. Yeah, and that's kind of it. And then so we just break down into two steps. The first step is to determine the how many string we want to split based on the length of message and also the limit. Great. And we want actually to determine like how many characters we want to store in a string, such as in this way. If there's 14 total message, and then we actually only use 3 characters to store it, and then we can observe here. So well, this message is constituted by I would say like raw message plus always like this symbol and the number here divided by another number here, which this is total number, and then plus this. So we can see here the 2 bracket plus this divide symbol is consisted of 3 characters, and you have to spend these 3 characters. There's no other way out. And then this 2 number, and to deal with this 2 number, how to say it's like for total number, if we know like the total string we want, then this number is also fixed. And only a variable is like this number could be varied from length 1 to 3, like 4, like sort of like this. Then we observe the message length is more than equal to 10 power 4. And in a context situation, I wouldn't think of like doing something run as smart here. We just list our situation and just actually only 4 situations. So we actually only need to do this step. This step will never happen because it's greater than string length, and there's no way you split the message such that just some message that do not store any raw character in this message just not just not possible for this question. And so that's my first step. You give a length of string and you also give a split, and then you want to like so what I did actually did is binary search. So I used this function, I create this function. So it given a length of string and then just limit and also just split length, which is like the length we want to split it off like this. We can try 14 and 14 work. If we try 13, 13 shouldn't work. If we try 15, 15 also should work. So like that, and the binary search logic is then actually very simple, right? If the split works, then we just search down, and then if the split doesn't work, then we just search up. And minimum would be we split into 0 message. Actually, I feel like this should be 1, but whatever. And then the second one is like just like length of strings message, which will be this number maximally. And then if we do binary search, will be log n operation, because here there's only a few cases and all those cases can be determined in constant time. And after that, we got our like how many like the minimum possible lengths to split. We can just simply construct our final string. And I'm using Python. Because of this. It's really nice. So I come up with the second part, and then we use the length of second part to determine like what the first part of message should look like, and we sort of just lighting the window in Python code. And that's about it. That's how you solve this question. It's not a hard question. It's an implementation heavy question. And I do feel like know a bit regular expression. I mean, like, I should know regular expression. Actually, this question doesn't need regular expression. Just like if you know how to manipulate string in Python, that would definitely help to solve this question. And hey guys, that's it for this problem. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.